Brand Vision Summit 2019-2020 brings to the spotlight the vision of leaders, brands and organizations that determine their existence in the competitive market of today. The creme de la creme of India's most notable brands were awarded for their stellar efforts in today's competitive market. As a run-up to the awards, a series of interactive sessions were conducted to understand the changing trends in businesses. Aptly titled Disruptive Power of Entrepreneurship in the New World Order, the panel highlighted the need and importance of dynamic entrepreneurship, which acts as a stimulant to a nation's growth story.
Change is the only constant. It's an offset statement. And today on this panel, we're going to discuss what entrepreneurs can do to ensure that they keep up with the change. In fact, they stay a step ahead of that change. So let's start with my panel. I'll first start with the gentleman on my right. Deepak, you know, you're in the technology space, and that is one space that everybody says is the most disruptive, because technology has now kind of disrupted every industry. Your thoughts on how disruption is impacting your sector?
I wouldn't say technology disrupted, but the way the world has changed over the last 15 years. I think we are, a lot of companies or entrepreneurs built businesses that adapted to the new changes.
Right.
Rather than, you know, if you feel you're disrupting, you know, disrupting has a negative connotation according to me.
Okay.
But I think the way the world has evolved in the last 20 years, and Indian entrepreneurs like, you know, like me, or the Swiggys of the world, the Flipkarts of the world, they've come and adapted to the changes that the world has seen. And that has had a huge impact on how India has been growing over the last 5 years. So the key to success for me is how entrepreneurs or businessmen in India have adapted to the change that has actually happened in the world.
So focus on adaptation, don't focus on disruption. The important word is adaptation.
Yeah.
Akanksha, I want to bring you in on this also. At PM Relocations, we're talking about how the business has changed over the years. The perception of the business has changed over the years. So do you think that's also a lot about the consumer or your clients adapting their thoughts to your business?
A business like ours, where we move people all across the world and we shift homes across cities and the world, I think the need and the process was always there. Like, there were always people moving, shifting, and things were happening. But the awareness was very limited, because I think people just thought that it's easy to, or maybe it's just simple to just pick up 2 boxes and move anywhere.
Right.
And I think long back, people were living mostly in joint families. The idea of moving to another part of the world was sort of limited, because you know, we didn't have people going out there and trying new ideas and doing different things. They were more living in a joint family. Hence, I think in the last 10 years, 15 years, the whole ecosystem has seen a big change in the way people look at the world today. Like, it's no longer being at one place and doing things at your own place. It's about, you know, figuring out where you want to be, what you want to do, and where you want to go. Hence, the need for our business has definitely multiplied. And with that happening, I think the consumers have become slightly more conscious. And I would like to say that it's also the way our industry has sort of progressed, where it was important to make sure that people understand that relocations is a very, very niche business and a niche service.
Right.
It's not something that you can just book a truck somewhere and just get moved, because that's what people thought.
Right, right.
Yeah.
It's the whole ecosystem that you're kind of setting up for them. It's not just literally moving a suitcase from A to B place. You know, that's the important
Exactly.
thing. Saurav, I want to bring you in on this. So from a little different perspective, at Kamdhenu also, while you've achieved success in certain sectors, you have again gone ahead and diversified and moved into new sectors. Can you tell me a little bit about that thought process and how it has worked for Kamdhenu?
If a entrepreneur develops a model in which they make it very easy for a consumer to do business, then I call it disruptive.
Right.
So more and more people are adopting new technologies and they try to disrupt the business. People say, like, if you talk of disruptive, people take it in a negative way. But I think it is a positive way. It's the ease of doing business. Like we have seen Amazon and OYO and different new startups, Paytm. But instead, they have, no doubt, they have taken small houses. But even then, they have created numerous job opportunities.
Right.
Like, if you see a lot of small hotels, they were unorganized and they were not able to sell at a good price. But now, by OYO, they are able to achieve that.
Right.
Similarly, we started in Kamdhenu also. When we started our steel business, at that time, all the market was unbranded and the quality norms were not there. But when we entered the business, we set up few norms for the quality, get the right price for the consumer, and we were successful in that.
Right.
Same way, when we were in steel business, we thought, why not in some other products? So we entered the paint business, PVC, plyboard, and all those things, they helped us in a great way.
Superb. That's really important there. Dr. Hema, I bring you in on one other part, since we started with Deepak on technology and Saurav has also spoken about it. But you're from the medical space. How is technology or how is digitization impacting, changing, disrupting the medical space?
Health and digital technology needs to be married, for sure. What we are seeing, the change is both from the healthcare providers and the health seekers or the consumer point of view. And there is a good and bad on all segments as how it is in the digital healthcare system also, because it's always Dr. Google who is the first consultant.
Of course.
It's a good thing because the patients are empowered to know more about their own health and they come with the key questions that we can proactively offer, the more information and help given the time constraints, but also, for example, the Divakar's Hospital app. It's one of the small hospitals which has an app. So it's with so much ease that the patients do take their appointments and they can pay through the app and they have the video consultations, they have online videos and the chat system. So there's a lot of engagement of the patient that can happen, which is a great thing. From healthcare providers' point of view, there are two main things. One is, by the minute, the information is dropping into the digital box and we can update ourselves as rapidly as we should.
Right.
And there is an opportunity for that. The second is the skill transfer. We have an organization called Asian Research and Training Institute for Skill Transfer. So when people ask me, where is it? I said, it's here because it's virtual, it's digital, because the transfer of skills to every nook and corner, not only in our country, but beyond the geographic boundaries, we can make history without any geographies now. So that is the way that we are looking at.
Okay, that's a great perspective there. Nipun, I want to come to you also on the technology bit. So while at Amstrad, consumer durables, and when you talk about consumer durables, you obviously are talking about the innovation, so where technology does play an important part there. But, you know, we were also speaking earlier, and innovation is not just in the product. It's not just in the hardware. There is a lot more to innovation that helps a business differentiate itself, that helps a business maybe up its game, bring out a USP. So tell me a little bit about that, what's happening in the industry, what's happening at Amstrad.
At Amstrad, what we've said is that we will be providing next generation quality service and technology.
Okay.
And, you know, you can't succeed with lip service.
Yeah, true.
You know, you can't just make slogans and expect the consumer to keep believing you. You have to deliver and walk that talk. So when I say that I am going to give you differentiation in air conditioning, right? I am providing you an air conditioner, which will be an air conditioner, an inbuilt air purifier, which is the need of the day, an inbuilt air sterilizer, which incidentally is approved by the Indian Medical Association, and a mosquito repellent. So, I can, use a lot more time in telling you more and more differentiation, but I think you've got the message that differentiation goes beyond even just, product and after-sales service. I can give you differentiation in marketing.
So it doesn't have to be that big bang eureka moment idea. Businesses can make changes, small changes that are beneficial to their end consumer, to their end customer. Gopal, I want to bring you in on one point. While maybe not disrupt, but you are doing things with the railways while you're doing the structural rehabilitation process. So tell me a little bit about what's happening in that space, because that is a space that we rarely talk about. We'll talk infrastructure, but we don't talk about rehabilitation much.
There are organizations who are very strong in their maintenance and all. So when 2013, when the railway decided we had to reduce the time of from Mumbai to Delhi. Instead of 18 hours, we want to reach to 12 hours. So there were like 40, 50 bridges where the trains slow down with the speed of 20 kmph from 100. How to restore back? So this technology we have used, and now the railway has saved close to 6 hours. So this is actually like Indianized. We can say we have done a research and then we are implementing. I never thought in 2003 that I will be doing business in this field. So I think we should do more research.
Right.
And let us see the problem and let us do the research.
Well, thank you so much, ladies, and thank you, gentlemen, for that insightful, thought-provoking panel. Thank you so much for watching.
The discussions continued with a second panel that focused on pillars of growth, innovation and partnerships.
Inherently, innovation is risky. It's a financial risk because it's expensive. It's an execution risk. You also run the risk of lowering the morale of your most loyal employees. So that said, Chaitanya, what's the solution?
I think innovation is not something you do with a set of processes. It's not something that you do as a policy. It's a way of life. And for a direct-to-consumer brand like ours, which is selling products directly from our factory to the consumer's home, innovation is something that we have to live and breathe. Otherwise, we are not going to be able to survive. To be able to get to where we are in 4 years, I think innovation has been a key pillar. And that has been achieved primarily by inculcating this habit in every single employee. So right from day one, when they join, all through the induction and every single decision that they take later on, we talk to them about how they can be innovative in everything that they do. Whether it's a customer query, whether it is a doubt, whether it is empowering them to giving them the right kind of knowledge, everything is based on innovation.
So I'll bring you in here, Rajesh. Chaitanya says innovation is essentially survival. But isn't it difficult to sort of build in the right incentivization structures within a company such that mid-level employees are encouraged to innovate?
Well, thank you, Pooja. You're right about it. It's complicated, it's complex, but it's not difficult. From an entrepreneurial point of view, right, if you're building a company, then you understand that if you're going to be making all decisions at the top level, there is only so much you're going to do. It's when every employee of yours is contributing, okay, because your employee is in touch with the grassroots, he is in touch with your customer, he's in touch with the problems. So, you know, when innovation will come from there, it'll actually come as a genuine solution to a problem. In our case, for example, at Pacific Gaming, we run Poker Saint, we run Gully Rummy. Now, these are online games, and these are traditionally games that have been, you know, run in a very different way. And we brought about a lot of system. And one of the greatest change we have made to India in the online gaming space is that we have brought in instant cash outs for our players.
Sure.
Okay. Now, when I speak about instant cash outs, I want to tell you what does it mean. Our closest competitors, who might probably be a market leader still, takes about 3 days to, you know, deposit money into a user's account when a user wants to take money out. We wanted to do it in 60 seconds, right? And then when we did this, the immediate reaction was that it's too risky. But we realized we were able to do it only in India, mind you, because India is one of the countries that leads the way in fintech. We are the only ones who have IMPS, right? And we could use IMPS and innovate on a gaming company. Now just imagine, this idea came out from one of our team members, and it's completely changed. Today we are the second largest gaming company in India, right? In a span of 2 years, having been bootstrapped. It's thanks to such innovations, right? I can talk about partnerships, probably I'll wait for you to bring that up, but that's how important incentivizing your team is, so that you know how you're going to get something great out of the team and innovate based on that.
Now, Parth, you're obviously the youngest member of this panel. So, very curious to understand how someone at your level within a company such as Concept Medical essentially bridges the gap when it comes to mindset around innovation.
So I read this somewhere that, when you are going to innovate, be ready to be misunderstood. So I think the journey from innovation to market is all about first making your internal team, your team to be understood, to believe in your idea, to believe in the innovation. And the second part is to start, making the customers understand what you have innovated. But as I said, the primary part is to make your team members who have been part of the, innovating journey to believe in the project. And I think that's more than enough for the journey to start.
And, Mr. Raju, in your capacity at Reva University, obviously you are responsible for shaping the next generation of young minds, right? How do you encourage them to sort of build more appetite for risk and therefore gravitate towards innovative job opportunities and sort of opportunities professionally or personally, rather than simply taking the chartered course?
Innovation is going on from last 5 years when we started university. Through this, always I am pushing students and bringing a lot of industry people into the syllabus panel, and through them, what are all required for the society again. That is, what type of innovations should happen in industry, in the society also, particularly for agriculture. For agriculture, we have introduced some of the components into engineering. That is how the real innovation is happening in Reva University. These results will be out in 2-3 years, so that our students who are doing these multidisciplinary courses will come out from that time. Through innovations only, any country can develop. In this digital world, that is very, very important. Definitely, again, everybody's cooperation in this. And every industrialists, financial people who are into health, all people have to support each other, and cooperation is very much required to take the innovation into next level.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think that makes for a wonderful note upon which to close. I have to thank all of our panelists for sharing such a rich range of perspectives from their personal and professional journeys. Thank you so much. We wish you all continued success. Thank you.
Brand Vision Summit honored the best brands in business for their exemplary working efforts. The event continued on a high note with speakers bringing their thoughts and insights on the changing trends in business practices.
कामधेनु परिवार की ओर से आप सभी लोगों का बहुत बहुत स्वागत, सभी लोगों को बहुत बहुत बधाई। आज दिन है सेलिब्रेशन का, हमारे वो सब विनर्स जिन्होंने अपने अपने फील्ड्स में कुछ डिफरेंट किया। कहते हैं कि कुछ भी अच्छा करने के लिए हमें अपने अपने फील्ड्स में आगे बढ़ने के लिए एक लीडरशिप की ज़रूरत होती है और एक इनोवेशन की ज़रूरत होती है। हम सब अगर हम चाहें एक विज़न, एक ड्रीम अगर हम एक देखें और हम उसे पूरा करना चाहें तो हमें निश्चित रूप से कुछ डिफरेंट करना होगा। हमें अपनी पूरी टीम के साथ, पूरे सिस्टम के साथ, पूरे कंट्री की जो रिक्वायरमेंट्स हैं, जो एक लीडरशिप को एक देखनी होंगी, वो सब समझते हुए हम लोगों को अपने अपने फील्ड्स में जो आज के युग में इनोवेशन हम लोगों को करने होते हैं वो हम लोगों को करने होंगे, तभी हम लोग कुछ कर पाएंगे। मैं कामधेनु परिवार की ओर से आए हुए हमारे सभी विनर्स सभी को बधाई देता हूं और नेक्स्ट ब्रांड को बधाई देता हूं कि उन लोगों ने इतने सारे लोगों को सम्मानित किया। उन सब लोगों के लिए जो यहाँ पर आए हैं, हम चाहें तो हमारे जो प्रधानमंत्री जी हैं उनका एक सपना है कि हम हमारे भारतवर्ष को एक 5 ट्रिलियन इकोनॉमी हम लोग बनाएं, तो हमें सबको मिलकर इस सपने को पूरा करना है। जय हिंद, जय भारत। थैंक यू।
For me, empowerment as a woman, I don't think I would say, because I believe I'm an entrepreneur first and a woman next. So whether it's education or whether it is what you do in your life, it's not planned out the way you want to do it. I'm an electrical and electronics engineer who moved into pharmaceuticals in 1992. And since then, I have been kind of moving up and up in that particular corporate ladder called the pharmaceutical industry. When I entered this industry, it was not very easy for me because the pharma industry in India was dominated by the men. And also that was a period when the only women found in this industry were women who were either the wives of the owners or the daughters-in-law of the owners. So I was a professional who had come into this industry. And I was probably lucky because I had some very good mentors along the way, people who really taught me about pharmaceuticals. Because when I started out in this industry, trust me, I did not know what pharmaceuticals were all about. My only ability was my ability to market. Today, we are very happy, and I'm very proud to be a part of the Growing India. We are doing pretty well. We are a European Union-approved facility, and we are also a facility that's moving fast into oncological sector and into corticosteroids and variety of other drugs. So anyway, having said all that, I'm very happy to be here. Thank you very much for having me in this place. And Jai Hind, Jai Maharashtra, and Jai Bharat. Thank you very much.
On the next episode of Brand Vision Summit 2019-2020.